Welcome everyone in today's lecture where we are going to talk about the paradox of choice. And the paradox of choice refers to the idea that while having some choice can be beneficial, too much choice can lead to negative effects like anxiety, dissatisfaction, and decision paralysis. Now, this concept was popularized by psychologist Barry Schwartz in his 2004 book, The Paradox of Choice: Why More is Less. And here's how the paradox works. 3 points. Point number 1, freedom of choice is valued. In modern day society, we believe that having more options leads to greater freedom, satisfaction, and control. For example, when shopping for a new phone, having multiple choices seems like it will help you find the perfect fit for you. Point number 2 is too much choice leads to overwhelm. However, when the number of options becomes too large, it can overwhelm us. Instead of feeling empowered, too many choices can lead to decision fatigue and analysis paralysis, where we struggle to make any decision at all. And in many cases, people simply avoid making a choice altogether or postpone it indefinitely. Point number 3, increased dissatisfaction. Even after making a choice, the abundance of options can make us less satisfied with our decision. We may second guess ourselves or wonder if another choice would have been better. And this is famously known as choice regret or post-decision dissonance. For example, if you buy one phone out of 50 options, you might worry that another phone would have been a better deal or had better features. Now, why is this relevant to you? Beyond the fact that the paradox itself is fascinating to me. Because as the saying goes, the choices you make today are the seeds that shape the landscape of your future. And this applies to traders as well, but also to every other important decision in life. In the world of trading and financial success, this paradox is especially evident. While it seems like there are endless strategies, assets, and opportunities, true success depends on mastering a few key principles rather than trying to juggle everything. So what does Schwartz research tell us about trading? Let's put it in the context of trading. Overwhelming number of options. In trading, there are thousands of strategies and concepts. New traders often face decision fatigue because of the sheer number of choices. And this can lead to irrational decisions or paralysis, where traders struggle to choose any strategy at all. Opportunity, cost, and regret. So, Schwartz talks about how when faced with too many choices, people often regret the choices they didn't make. And in trading, this is reflected in FOMO, fear of missing out, where traders jump from one strategy to another, one trade to another, constantly chasing what they think might be a better opportunity. And this lack of commitment prevents long-term success. Point number 3, maximizers versus satisficers. Schwartz distinguishes between maximizers who strive for the perfect choice and satisficers who settle for something that is good enough. In trading, maximizers tend to overanalyze every opportunity, which can lead to indecision. Satisficers, on the other hand, establish very clear criteria and stick to them, often resulting in better performance throughout the year because they avoid wasting time searching for perfection. And this brings me to my main point. While the world presents us with many options, you, the person sitting behind the screen, are the one creating a lot of those options. Let me repeat that. You are the one creating these choices, even when it's unnecessary. Everything starts within, and your reality is shaped by your mindset. Some of you may be feeling overwhelmed by the vast amount of trading strategies, resources, and concepts. Take ICT traders, for example. But the only reason those options exist is because you allow them to. So let me clarify. There are certain concepts you need to take away from people in these markets that are essential and others that are quite optional. The essential concepts are those that make you money, and the optional concepts help you with precision, for example, but only when the time is right. So, what about your trading model? Every trading model should include some of the following topics and factors. So, the number one thing you need to look at is narrative. Why price should move in a certain direction. Number two is basic market conditions. So it means you understand very basic fundamental analysis. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. If you are a fundamental trader, obviously you have to zoom in on the fundamentals. But in my opinion, every trader should have basic understanding of market conditions. If you're an ICT trader, you want to look at time and price theory, which can be fairly straightforward to some and complicated to others. Every trader, doesn't matter if you're support and resistance, ICT, Wyckoff, whatever it is, you need money management. And you need very good money management, impeccable money management, which is essential for long-term success. Point number 5 is understanding institutional order flow. So if you're an order flow trader, where are the institutions buying and selling? How does institutional order flow work? Now, for every trader, it's very handy to understand point number 6, which is market structure, the basics. Doesn't have to be complicated. Basic market structure. And obviously, you need to look at point number 7, which is your entry and exit criteria, which means where are you entering in the market, where are you going to exit, and you need to have clear data on those. Now, you need to understand how these different elements work together and focus on the essential concepts first and add the extras later. What I'm trying to say is this: your choices in this game are actually quite limited. You may think there are countless trading concepts to explore, but there aren't. Do not overcomplicate things. It is unnecessary, and you don't need to do that.